lovelies. Thank you so much for being with me tonight or today, wherever you are. I hope you're all doing really well. I am doing a crime reading today. We are looking at the young Skelton brothers who went missing in 2010 from Michigan, Morenci, I think they call it, in Michigan, USA. Wow, this case is, I just want to say, first of all, before you watch this, because these cases can be very heavy, obviously depressing, and devastating, especially when it comes to young children who have gone missing or have been, killed in some way. So I want to be able to just take a moment before I get into anything, okay? My writing's quite messy on here, but yeah, to just have us close our eyes. Just close your eyes for now. Take a few deep breaths. And release. And I want you to just visualize right now a white light, a beautiful big ball of white light surrounding you and your home. It's protecting you. Nothing can harm you, by the way. Nothing can harm you, just so you know. But sometimes when we watch these videos, we can feel quite yuck after watching it. It can sometimes open up kind of like another, like a feeling of negativity, because we are looking into things that are very, it's sensitive. It's sensitive info. And being spiritual, being a medium, a lot of you watching are natural empaths and intuitives as well. You could be opening up to that kind of stuff. So it's just about protecting yourself and elevating your energy, okay? So you're not greatly affected. We always need a cleansing, as well. I know I do. When I do readings, I need to meditate and clear my chakras and aura and stuff like that. Especially when I get visions of things that are quite concerning, disturbing, distressing, all those things. Now, as I was tuning into this case, oh gosh, like these three young boys, there was Andrew, who was 9 years of age, Alexander was 7, and Tanya was 5. 3 boys, brothers, who went missing in their father's care. So Father John, his name was, and Mother Tanya had divorced. Okay, they had a divorce, and about 2 months prior to their divorce, John thought, okay, I'm going to take the boys out of school and I want to go to Florida and visit my parents. So he went and took them out of school. And I'm just assuming that it was possibly without the mother's consent. When they divorced, she had full custody of the boys, and she allowed him to have the boys. I think it might have been on Thanksgiving. I can't even remember now, sorry. But she allowed him to have the boys. And, upon him and telling him he has to return them the next day. Wow. So she's reported the boys missing on November 26, 2010. Okay, so that's when he must have had them on that date. After they weren't returned to her, they had a court-ordered visitation at his house in Morenci, Michigan, and she went to his house to find him and the boys, and John and the boys weren't there. So unbeknownst to her at the time, John was actually in hospital because he had a broken ankle as a result of an attempted suicide. And when police went to his house that day and entered it, the house was completely destroyed, like he'd gotten into a fit of rage and was throwing things around. So he's then, upon being taken in to the police station, has told police that he gave the children off to another woman who was an acquaintance, apparently, of their biological mother or something. If I remember, he said that, and that was a lie, apparently, because police couldn't verify whether this lady had even existed, and they are questioning, does she even exist? Is it just a story? Talking about stories, he then changed his story. Not long after, he told police another story and said that he gave the boys to an underground group. Now, far out, like, that's scary. in itself to hear that. If I was the mother, my God, I would just have alarm bells going off in my head. I mean, already they're missing, that's bad enough, but to hear that, wow. So that poor mother, she's lost 3 children all in one go, and the father's just stupid, you know, he's talking all these telling stories and lies and has tried to commit suicide and all this nonsense. Why the hell would you? You know what I mean? If you haven't done anything. So, oh gosh, this is just, I'm feeling it, guys. You know how I'm like in my readings. A lot of you do know. Oh God, I feel it so heavy on my chest. I know I'm protected and all that kind of thing. And I do want to cleanse the space here as well. But this is just part of it. This is just part of it as I tune in. It's what I am used to. I'm aware of what what happens in these sessions. So don't worry about me too much. I will be fine. So, okay. So when the police searched, okay, for like phone pings and stuff like that, they found that phone pings were specific to Holiday City in Ohio. So what had happened near the Ohio-Michigan border, Holiday City there. And basically what they said within 20 miles, like it was around 20 miles of his own home in Michigan, that his phone had pinged around the Ohio-Michigan border near Holiday City in Ohio. So I will put up maps and stuff so you can see it for yourself, and I'll explain it a little bit clearer. Excuse me. I notice when I do my readings and tune in, my throat often needs to be cleared, which is annoying, but that's how it is. What happened was his phone pinged around that area, and then it was shut off. And then 2 hours and 15 minutes later, it was turned back on again, back in Michigan, Morenci, where he lives. So he's been gone in that space of time for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but his phone pinged around near Holiday City, near the border there, within 20 miles of his home. So I've gone on Google and I have actually tried to look at maps, you know, the coordinates and things like that to see where would 20 miles be from his home near Holiday City. And I read somewhere that he had said something about a camping ground. And that just really took my attention, because I thought, okay, you have taken the boys somewhere familiar to you. I know that for a fact. I just know it. I can't explain it. I just know it. I think also when you look at criminology and the profiles of things and people, they tend to go to places that are familiar to them, where they feel like, you know, they know the terrain, they know the area where the boys can't be found, because I do believe that the boys are deceased, okay? I really do feel that. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it really gets to me. It really gets to me. These poor little boys. Oh my God. Poor little boys. They were 9, 7, and 5. Just little kids. And you know, I get angry when I start tuning in, because I can't believe the injustice. Like, I just can't get over how anyone could do this to poor, defenseless, innocent little beings. Oh, geez. All right. So basically what's happened is I've gone on the map and I've checked out the camping grounds that are within that range, okay, of the phone pinging, 20 miles from within his home, and or 20 miles from his home, I think it said about that. And there you'll see on the maps that I show you that there are 2 main ones specifically I'm looking at. And I have to tell you, when I looked at Lazy River Resort Campground, like just the name, even before I saw the pictures, just the name stood right out to me amongst all the others. And at that stage, I didn't even know where it was in the vicinity, anything. I hadn't done measurements or anything. And so when it stood out to me, I thought I have to check it out. And that's when I realized, holy crap, this fits exactly. Geez. And even with the other one I found, I keep getting just a sick feeling in my gut. It's like that inner knowing, like it's just a sick gut feeling that they're around there. Now, these are campgrounds that you got to go into and set up a camp spot, and there's people around you, and there's obviously management and all that there. I don't feel that he went into the campground. I just don't feel he went in there with the boys. I feel like, if anything, he might have hid them and then done something, but I just don't get that idea. I feel like what he's done, it's either there he's done it or he's taken them to some lake state park. Because I feel like he knows the area. So I feel like he's gone around that area. So it could be on the outskirts of the campground that there's property or a river or a lake. He's gone on the other side away from the campground, if that makes sense. He's not a part of that section. So I'll show you in the map anyway what I'm talking about. But I got a vision of very thick scrub, very thick, long grass, bushland. It looked like bushland, but it also had like a muddy kind of feel to it. So I feel like it was definitely near water. I don't feel like they're in the water, but they're near water somewhere. And oh geez, I just have to take a few deep breaths here because it's pretty full on, and I feel like I want to cry. Oh Lord, like that what that lady went through, like their mum and their families, I just can't get over it. All these years later, they have no idea what's happened to them. They don't know where they are. Yeah. So I'm just having a look what I've written here. So in my mind, I thought, okay, if it's taken 2 hours and 15 minutes, okay, for him, for all of that to happen, whatever he was doing in that time, and his phone's pinged at about 20 miles from his home, and I feel he's been taken to bushland near campgrounds that he's been familiar with. That's just my strong feeling. I feel that in order for him to shut his phone off at 20 miles from his home, that's when he's with the boys and shit's about to get real. I don't feel like he's just shut his phone off while driving. I feel like he's gotten to the place he wants to be at and he's thought, okay, this is it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn my phone off so no one can locate me. And that makes sense to me because if he's driven, what was it? I think the Lazy River Resort was 26-minute drive, which came to 22.7 miles, which is interesting. It falls right in that, and it's right near the border where the cell phone tower might be. Or Holiday City, it's right near there somewhere. So it's actually 3.5 miles from Holiday City. Very interesting. So very strong signal that would have gotten. And I feel, and this is just, I'm not saying I'm some professional with all this. I really am not. I just go by my instincts. And yes, I do have a very natural investigative mind. I am a criminologist, so I do have that background. But I'm not some map guru, so just bear with me. But yeah, I just try and understand it as much as I can with that kind of thing. So I'm not into all the tech with, telephone towers and all that stuff. But what I see is very interesting. And I feel that in order for him to turn his phone off, at that 20-mile section, like that area, that would have been about a 30-minute drive, 26-minute drive, 30-minute drive, okay? So I feel like it would have taken him, and I'm just thinking this to myself, it's just an estimate, I'm just thinking that it could have taken him an hour or a little bit over to to find a location and dispose of the boys and to make sure he's covered his tracks somehow and get rid of evidence, in that moment. Because I actually believe the boys were alive in the car. I just have that feeling, guys. I just don't believe they were deceased when he took them. Gosh. I don't even want to go with, I can't, I don't want to tune into whatever right now. But what I mostly want to say is that I feel like at the moment, before I get into the reading, is that I feel he drove there. Half an hour of that 2 hours and 15 minutes was taken by driving. He's gotten there and shut his phone off, and he's taken about a good hour, I feel, to do the deed and then dispose of them and you know, cover his tracks in some way. And then he's driven all the way back with his phone still off, and he's turned it back on when he's gotten home. That's just my idea and feeling on it. So that would make sense to me, because it's about a half an hour drive there. So if you think about it, driving would be an hour. Like the whole 2.5 hours for the whole hour, like a whole hour of that would be a drive, half hour there, half hour back. And in that time, there's an hour or something of doing what he had to do, or what he felt he had to do. Yeah. So, yeah, there's another one called Hidden Valley Campground, which is 30 minutes drive, 23 miles away. I haven't really looked at the photographs as yet. By the time you watch this video with all the photos that will be put up, I will have that by then. But yes, right now as I'm talking in the intro, I haven't yet looked at all the photos from there. I have seen a few from Lazy River, and that gave me the creeps. That did freak me out. I had a sinking feeling. And I saw a blue tarp fabric, light blue tarp that is used. It's like it was for camping. It was like it would be... it was almost like sleeping bag material, puffer jacket material. I can't explain it, really. Yes, he's taken them there. And also it was strange because the lady who actually had, because this is a subscriber request, this particular case, and the lady who had actually written down what she wanted me to tune into, she'd written the boys' names. And for some reason, I went and put it on the vote thing in my community tab for people to choose what readings they wanted. And when I wrote the boys' names, I put Andrew, Alexander, and Sydney. I don't know how the hell I came up with Sydney. It was strange, but it was interesting. I thought, is there a meaning in that? So I did Google. And actually there's a Sydney in Ohio, but I think it's like 2-hour drive away. So I don't have any idea if there's any link with him, John, their father, with Sydney. I don't know. Did he relocate remains, or is it just a coincidence? Like, what is that? You know, I just kind of thought, wow, how the hell did I come up with Sydney? And then all of a sudden I'm finding there's a Sydney in Ohio, 2-hour drive away from his place. So... yeah, but he wouldn't have been able to make it back and forth in that time. Yeah, so it's all very interesting. I'm going to get to the reading now, guys. Thank you for listening. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on in this situation, please, Spirit, with John Skelton and his 3 boys. Well, I don't even want to say his 3 boys. Tanya's 3 boys, her beautiful 3 boys. Andrew, Alexander, and Tanya. May you rest in peace, boys. You are very loved. Okay, so let's see. Okay, there's somebody there with a little boy near a big tree. So as you know, for a lot of you who have followed me for some time, I like to read the pictures, illustrations. I intuitively tune in with the cards and what they're telling me, okay? So we got very lush, very, very green, beautiful green trees. It's a very beautiful area, okay? So yes, very green, very lush. There might be there might have been, well, I'm trying to look at it back in 2010. I mean, this is 12 years later. So back then there would have, or even now, what are we looking at, Spirit? Well, even now there's new trees maybe have been planted in the area. It might, well, I don't even know. I've got no idea. I'm in Australia. Does it snow over there? I have no idea. But interesting, about the winter and the like dead trees there as well. And we got like looks like a bit of a dead tree there. I'm just having a look here. Yes, the world definitely represents the end of the completion, okay? And there's a lot of anxiety, and this is the mother. This is the mother looking out the window in despair, wondering, where are my boys? It's actually extremely, so devastating. And, you know, I get this feeling that they are with a female in spirit. Could be like a grandma, just a beautiful spirit guide, an angel looking after them. Very much so. Yes, there's the Page of Chalices, and we've got a river waterway right there, and I do feel like they are near water. Page is a young child. It's a younger energy. Yeah. It'd be interesting to get their date of births, because I haven't looked into their astrology. But that's the Pisces, Capricorn, and Gemini. Right, wow. Okay, you've got the Two of Chalices. Well, this is a revenge act. We can see that there's a partnership there. This is to the two people involved, the husband, wife, who had a divorce. Okay, that's what I see, because the Seven of Wands is the barrier, the defense, being on the defensive, which, you know, maybe they both were with each other because they had a divorce and they weren't getting along. And we've got here the dog. I don't know if they owned dogs. German Shepherd, maybe Alsatian. We've got children there again. So even though it's a little girl, it kind of represents the three of them, see. I don't know if they lived on property, but once again, there's a vast land, all the green. Okay, sorry, I'm not doing it properly. All the green there's a vast land. There might be, you know, property like farmland with barns and things like that around where they could be. They might be in thick bushland where there's very long grass, and they could be buried right near a tree, like at the foot of a tree, something like that, because a tree is also going to help to cover the area, if that makes sense, rather than him just burying them, because I feel like they are buried. Instead of him just burying them somewhere out in the open where the elements can eventually reveal them, I feel like he's put them right in deep shrub, right near trees, like in under trees. Yeah. And yeah, wow, look at this. There's the tree, it's confirming it. Look at all the trees behind, but they're focusing on this one tree. It's very interesting, like there's like these web type things coming out of it. So were they tied up? Is there actually trees nearby that have kind of like maybe stringy or string on it even? That might be a clue. If there's a tree nearby where they are that might have something stuck to it. Could be fabric, string, tied, like they might have... He might have tied them up in that blue tarp that I can see. Very interesting. This person's wearing blue and they're wearing blue. But maybe the rope, you know, if he didn't bury them too deeply, maybe you can see rope. You know, they might be exposed somehow. Or he might have left some evidence there of rope. Yeah, wow. Okay, take a deep breath. And that's almost like an X marks the spot. Yeah, that's I think that's where they are. And we've got the High Priestess, so there's a lot of secrets here. Look at the trees again. Far out. So I'm telling you, these boys are near the trees, are like in thick bushland, like near thick scrubs, thick trees, hidden very well. She's got her foot in water. They are near water, I'm telling you. They're near water. And we got the Magician. This is Gemini, Virgo. This is Pisces again. Interesting. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm just... He was keeping an eye, because she's got a book too, and she's got a book. Wow, that's interesting. They both got books here. So it's interesting too, because he took them out of school, which is education too. I know these don't mean that, but he did take them out of school. And I feel like he was planning this. This is manifesting. Someone bringing everything together that they know of to make something happen. And I feel like he was secretly planning this for some time. He was planning on this. I don't believe he just took them and decided on that day to go and do this. I feel like, unfortunately, I really do feel like he was planning this as a way of revenge against his ex-wife. And he was also reading up in the paper maybe every day after he had, done what he did, to see what, he was anxious about what what they were talking about and what they were finding, what investigators were finding. And look, there's another book. Wow, there's another book here. Another young person. Got 2 pages here. Gemini energy again. This is so interesting that there's 3 cards with 3 books in them. I'm just thinking, is there something significant I'm missing here around the books? Are they buried with the book? I don't know. There's something there. What's that? What is it, Spirit? What is it? Wow, 5 of Swords. Yeah, well, I don't think that they're near the beach, but this shows once again water. Sandy. It might be sandy. Like, some rivers can have like sandy kind of I can't explain it. Like it's like sand near the river's edge. It could be sandy. And they're drawing pictures in the sand too here. So once again, it's like X marks the spot. So and that's an animosity. Okay, that's revenge. That's getting back at somebody. And he definitely did this as a revenge act against the mother. And you know what this is? I've just got it. This is knowledge. Books are all about knowledge. Only he has the knowledge as to where they are. And he's loving that. He's loving the fact that only he knows. Although we know that in spirit, others do know. But he thinks he is the only one who holds this secret, and he knows it. And that's his way of getting back at her as well. It's a double whammy. Not only am I going to take your children from you and do what I did with them, but I'm also going to not tell you where they are. So you'll always have to guess and always have to wonder and yearn and be in agony, wondering where they are. That's just horrific, that is. What an evil bastard. Oops. That turned up right, but I'm not going to take them all here. Interesting, the tree's coming up again. But, yeah, I'm not taking them all, but interesting, more water. So just another card, another 2 cards, and then I'll get the crime oracle out. 3 of Pentacles. Oh my God. Look at the tree. Gosh. Has he put something inside an old tree stump or something? Has he put them in it? I don't know, guys. It's just interesting. She's carving away at this tree, and it's kind of like an open tree. Like this carving is inside the tree. Has he put something inside? Because look at this, right? This is really interesting to me. This tree has like that dark section where sometimes you can, like they're open. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like hollow there. I'm wondering if there's a tree that looks like this that might be hollowed out a bit, because there could be evidence in there. It could even be the boys in there. Yeah. Wow. Shit. Yeah, we got sharp objects here. I don't know. I haven't looked into how they might have perspired. Is it the word I was going to say? Yeah. I don't. What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't want to look into the way they died. Look at that death card here. So that definitely shows me that he killed them. Okay, that they are dead. They are deceased. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I haven't seen how they died. So I haven't gone that far into it. I don't think I want to. So Queen of Pentacles is their mum. She's holding out hope, and look at the tree she's sitting in front of here. So very interesting. She's trying to remain grounded and hopeful. She's had to grow very strong and tough in herself. And wow, 8 of Swords here with the tree again. Someone cutting themselves away from a tree. Look at that, see? I'm telling you, there's rope or string or something tied around a tree. He might have even done that, and this sounds really fucked up, but he might have even done that so that he could go back to the crime scene later on to make sure it's still hidden. So he knew exactly where to go and where it was exactly by finding the string on the tree. That could be something as well. Oh, geez. Okay, let's get into this. What shadow energy was he in, the father? What shadow energy was he in on the day? What's really, you know, we'd already know there's revenge and all sorts of crap going on, but let's just have a look at some shadows that he was in strongly. Confusion. Distraction. He was distracted, or he was using something as a distraction. Denial. Yeah, where are we? Gossip, antisocial. So he was worried about people talking about him and what, you know, like trying to work out what's happened. Antisocial, not wanting to do anything, to be around anyone. Disrespectful. Yeah, secretive. Helpless. Oh God, what's going on here? Wow, far out. These are all coming up in a weird way. Guilt and regret. Temptation, whatever that means. Tempted to take his own life. It's very interesting about the guilt and regret, because you wouldn't think so, would you? Like, after someone's been planning it and then does it. But the fact that it's so effed up, like some people can actually feel remorse after doing such an act, and yet they can be like two people. They can do it and close down and shut off and be in denial and still hold contempt and all that stuff for the ex, but yet still feel this guilt and regret, which could have been the catalyst for why he tried to commit suicide. That could have been it. Okay. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've got to get... Now, I just wanted to let you know, some cards might come out that are not relevant at all, because there are so many cards in here. So don't worry about it. If it's not relevant, just leave it. It could mean something in the future. You know, it's all like a bit of a puzzle. That's why I've got this on here, right? It's a puzzle. Crimes are a puzzle for everybody, for investigators, for psychics. It's a puzzle. So male suspect, there we go. Right there he is. John Skelton, Andrew Skelton, Alexander Skelton. There's some unsolved things going on. Who, what, where. We do have gunshot shooting. Were they shot? But if they were, someone would have heard the shooting. So does it just mean he has a gun? Wow, shit. Look at this. Cave inside underground tunnel. So they're in something. They could actually be under like a log that's on the ground, and inside it, like I said, with the tree, the hollowed out tree. Holy moly. This is making a lot of sense, guys. He's put them under something. I don't think he's just dug the ground up and buried them like as in a normal kind of grave like that. I feel like he's put them in something like a log, hollowed out tree. Uniform, impersonation, corruption, false. Don't know what that's about. Old car. Look at that, algae swamp reed. So as I said, it does feel like it's a damp, wet kind of area. It could be that in some parts of the area it looks like that. Oh, wow, look at that. River and creek. What am I telling you? Look, forest path, mossy. That's so interesting. I have no idea what the landscape is like around there. But it's interesting, this kind of wet, moist, damp kind of energies coming through with this. Look, we've got forest path, which kind of shows that maybe there is a pathway that that people can walk down. It might not necessarily be something that a lot of people go to actually do like a hike. It might not be a well-known path, but it could be a path that's been made from bike riders, you know, like kids who might go riding through, something like that. Oh, we got June. Got June as a special date. Got August. So this could be future dates as well. Oh my God, buried. So yes, they're buried under something, in something. Look, bushland, forest. I'm just getting the goosebumps so badly right now. Oh my God, look at that. They were kidnapped by their own father, abducted by their own father. Holy crap. Yeah, oh shit, held captive, hiding, locked away, hidden under something. Look, she's under wood. Oh, I can't even do this. Like, oh God, it's just, yeah, I can't even explain it. Long hair. Someone might have had long hair at the time. The kids didn't. I don't know if he did either, so I don't know what that's to do with. Maybe the mother has long hair. Known to police, in the system, criminal record. There you go. That would be him. Oh, that reminds me when he said something about a female accomplice too, but I don't know about that. I think they think it's not real. I don't believe he's given them to anyone. I really don't believe that at all. Something's been put in the dumpster, okay, the trash. Dumpster, landfill. He's gotten rid of some evidence in the bins. All right, in a minute, because my phone's running out. December is another date. Mountains nearby where they are. So from where they are, there's mountains around there. So I have no idea of the landscape. I'll have to check it out. Secrets, cover up, withholding information. Yes, he is. He's the only one that knows, and he loves it. Where are they? 60 to 110 kilometers. I'm going to have to put that into miles, okay? I don't know what that is, but 60 to 110 kilometers. Get rid of those other ones because we've already got a thing now. So I don't want to just confuse it by putting more on there, if that makes sense. All right, let's see. What else have we got here, Spirit? Oops. Days. So I feel like this could tell me that he had them for a few days, or it could take days to solve, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. Crossing borders. Oh my God. They said it was Ohio, Michigan border that his phone pinged near. Holy crap. And also we've got northeast. I don't know what that is just yet. I don't know what the northeast is right there. So that's about it for those ones. Can you get some more info, please, Spirit, before my phone dies? Can you give us an idea what could happen in this case, time frames and all that stuff, please? Step out of your comfort zone, north node. Interesting, it's saying northeast, north node. Very interesting. So it's out of his comfort zone, maybe? I don't know. I always thought it was somewhere familiar to him. So, oh, shit, hang on. One more. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So it could be Aries, surrendered to the divine, full moon. It could be on a full moon that they're found, or that more information comes through. Social partying, gathering. Yeah, someone might talk. Someone might know something. You know, so he might have told someone something and they're keeping hush about it. Just don't know, but I still feel like he feels like he's the only one. Look, a child there. Okay, let's have a look. So is there going to be a resolution to this, please? Will the boys be found? Wow, far out. They're just flying out everywhere. Will the boys be found, please? There's a lot of praying going on, that's for sure. A lot of conflict and heartbreak about this. Queen of Swords. Well, she usually is the Libra, which I see as Lady Justice. But I get a cold energy around these. I just... Look at that in the bushland. I know it's a completely different area though. It feels different to what I'm tuning into, but it's going to take a lot of patience and time, that's for sure, for the truth to come out. A lot of strength and patience. Yeah, look at that, the green man. So they're definitely out in nature. Yeah, definitely going to take some patience and time for things to, maybe for the landscape to change around them as well. Maybe someone might come across them at some stage. Wow. Yeah, look at that judgment. Interesting. And there's a 3 of Wands. So it's... the feeling I get is no, far out. So I feel like it's too far off, you know what I mean? It's kind of like... praying, you know, these are positive cards, but the feeling, I have to go with my gut. I just feel like that life goes on, and I know it sounds horrible, but we don't mean it in the way that they're forgotten about. But this kind of energy is very nostalgic, even though they're looking forward into the future. There's like somebody, you know, could be the mother kind of standing at the beach, looking out into the distance and just thinking about them and connecting with them, and maybe has come to at some peace. I know it sounds weird because she probably really obviously wants them to come home and lay them to rest, but sometimes people do feel like, okay, I may never know, so I just have to kind of find some peace within myself to know that they're in my heart and that God will, you know, take care of things. And I need to still live my life. So that's just that part there, and that, you know, he will get his karma. Judgment Day will be coming for him in front of God. You know, that's what I feel that's about. So it's almost like, interesting, they've got a campfire, isn't it? Campgrounds, near the campgrounds. I really do feel that. I really do. Yeah. So the Ace of Wands, fire again, fruit and vegetables. Interesting, that's coming up again. But we got the 2 of Swords. So I just feel like there's no way of knowing. There's just no way. He's hidden them very well. And if it was to ever come out, you know, it would be a very long time. Maybe by some miracle on his deathbed one day, he may confess. But he's the kind of guy, I feel, I'd be so surprised if he did. Because I feel like he's the kind of guy that will hold this contempt till his grave, you know, to take it to his grave, this secret. Yes, wow, look, what did I just say? Shh, it's a secret. See how she's near the water and the trees are behind her. They're near water. And he knows where they are. Okay, he knows where they are and he's not telling. Yes, there's the tree again. Rabbits might be in the fields, the area there. Could snow over there, I'm not sure. I've got no idea what it's like. I need to Google that stuff. But there's a string again around near the tree. See, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, he's loving the whole thing of, do I or don't I? You know, people will never know. Will I tell? Will I not tell? It's kind of like they're holding on to that hope. You know, that he'll come clean and say something, but this is the moving on card. This is the bittersweet feeling. You're like, you don't want to carry the burdens of the past, but you do take the memories, and you need to still live your life and move on with some kind of peace in your heart, peace of mind even. But he'll never give that to anybody. So, wow. Yeah, he'll never give that to anybody. So I just don't feel it at this stage that there's going to be a resolution with finding them, or even really what's happened, unless he speaks. By some miracle in years to come, when the terrain changes, you know, if the environment changes and somebody comes across that pathway and somehow, for some reason, goes near that tree, because I feel like it is a tree or a log, you know, it's that kind of thing. and find something there. It would be very interesting if that ever happens. But he's hidden them very well where people don't normally go. Yeah, so if anything else comes to me, I'll let you know. This is the first time I've even looked at this today. And thank you to the lady who asked me to look into this case. I wasn't aware of it. And I just find it so devastating that this happened to these poor little boys. And especially by someone they thought they trusted and that they loved. And who was supposed to take care of them and protect them, but instead took their lives, I believe. Let me know what you think, guys. What are you intuitively tuning into with all of this? Where do you think on the map we should look based on the things I've shown you? Is there somewhere else that you're feeling drawn to checking out on the map? Is there somewhere else? Yeah, and it's interesting that 60 to 110 kilometers. When my phone died, I did go and check it out. It said something from, like, I think 60 kilometers equal to 37 miles or something. And that's a little bit further. Well, that's way more further than what the police had said about his phone pinging from his house. But that doesn't mean that he didn't drive further. So, as I said, they're just estimates around those campgrounds. It could still be that the lazy resort one is still significant, but he might have traveled in his car another 17 miles away in a different direction, but from there, if that makes sense. So it could be on the path, like a dot to dot, you know, along the map, trying to find where he's gone. That could be. I mean, he's not going to go and put the boys in an exact area right where people are at the campground, but he may have traveled further inland to a place where he has taken the boys even before for camping. And I'm sure the police would have probably tried to find out all that. But I do feel like there's a spot that he knows about, maybe that no one ever knows that he went to. Yeah. But there is a waterway, a river, where they are too. So it's very interesting. I want to look at the landscape a bit more. If anyone lives in that area or around there, you'd be able to tell me. That would be amazing what you can identify these things as. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for being with me today. Don't forget to cleanse your energy, drink lots of water, do a meditation, ask the spirit guides to lift the energy from you, okay? Because it can be quite heavy. Yeah, there it is, guys. I love you all, and take care, and I look forward to connecting with you next time. Love and blessings.